You have to, in other words, you have to prove that you, like the Native Americans will send his son out there, you know, his kid, to go out there to become a man. He has to go out in the wilderness by himself, and he has to do something to become a man out there by himself. But the truth of the matter is, most oftentimes, he's not out there alone. That kid is not out there alone. His father is actually out there with him. Not just in spirit, but I mean physically. His father is actually following him out there to see if he's okay. The wolves, they do the same thing. Okay? And they're younger wolves that are out there trying to become more mature wolves, more like a part of the leaders of the pack. They have to go through the same thing. That's the only time they ever go off by themselves. Is that, or when they're excommunicated? That means you can't be with us anymore because, you know, or, you know, maybe some other reasons, like maybe a little one wandered off. You know, just stuff like that. But normally they stick together. So they devise a plan, and their plan is about to become a reality. And the wolves aren't the only animals thinking of that, okay? But they got the ball rolling because there are other animals. Like there are eagles out there, and these eagles are thinking, man, we have got to get some of these other birds, you know, back to out here in the wild, because I've seen some pigeons out there eating crap when they could be out here eating what pigeons were meant to eat. And then one of the eagles, they were all gathered in this tree, and one of the eagles looked and said, well, he looked up in the sky and he ruffled his feathers. He said, well, I've seen some of what those pigeons eat, and I tried it once. And then one of the other eagles said, you what? He said, yes, I did. What did you eat? I think they call it popcorn. It was inside of this, at this bus stop, inside of this wastebasket, or I think they call it a wastebasket, or a dumpster, or a trash can. It didn't taste too bad. From what I understand, it does come from seeds, and we do eat seeds, don't we? Yeah, but we are predators. We're eagles. We like to eat meat. Yeah, but we'll eat seeds if we have to. So, anyway, now let's get down to it. We'll be back and we'll get down to the story. Wolves howling. By the way, this story is about a wolf, a female wolf named Patches. Really, it's about all animals, but Patches, she is the main wolf. And the reason she is named Patches is because she has a white kind of patch on her fur, on her eye, and it is on her right eye. Now, she's a gray wolf. All of those wolves in her particular family is they're all gray. So anyway, another wolf in her pack actually came, you know, back from a mission with another bunch of wolves, and she overheard him saying this, because Patches, she liked to be by herself. She was one of those explorer type females. And she overheard him saying to the other wolves, guess what I saw? What did you see? What did you see? When I went to on this farm, I saw one of the regular humanized dogs, and I heard him howl at the moon. It was nighttime, and I heard him go, just like us, and oh. And their leader wasn't impressed. He was like, come on. Any dog, wolf, canine can do that. Yes, but you don't understand. It's just like you said. They want to be back out here in the wild. The wild is still in them. They just have to find it again. And then the leader, who is reasonable, he's not overbearing, he's not a bully, he's a good leader. He says, you might have a point. He's almost like Optimus Prime on the Transformers, okay? Almost, but not quite. This wolf has a little bit worse attitude than Prime, but he's reasonable. Patches wandered off by herself, and guess what happened to her when she decided to leave the protected area of their community? She got caught in a bear trap. Now, Patches is not a full adult. Patches is still, I guess you could say, in wolf ages. If she was a human, she would be maybe 14 years old. And she wandered off, and her left back leg got caught in a bear trap, and she screamed. You know, she was hurt bad. I mean, bear traps, I mean, imagine that. A bear is way bigger than a wolf. Even little baby cub bears are pretty big, okay? Now, can you imagine if a wolf got their leg caught in a bear trap? That hurts. And then some of the other wolves heard her, and they knew right away who it was. It's Patches! And they ran out there in the wilderness to go find her. And when they were getting closer and closer to her, they could hear these dogs coming and barking. They heard these other dogs coming, and they knew right away those were human dogs. Those were domesticated dogs. Those were hunting dogs. So these wolves, they could have, now these wolves, they can team up with the wild dogs out there, and they can beat those hunting dogs. But the only thing is, they didn't want to take the chance because they knew that wherever hunting dogs were, a hunter was there. And what is a hunter? A man. They didn't want to take a chance because men have guns most of the time. If they're hunting, they do. So they left. They ran. And then Patches is by herself. They had to let her, they had to leave her because, you know, they didn't want to take a chance of anyone discovering their secret place. And this hunter had 3 dogs out there. 2 of them were hunting dogs, and 1 of them was a Saint Bernard. And these dogs went and saw Patches like down, hurt, inside of this bear trap with her leg, and they were barking at her. They were like, "Arr, arr, arr," and she was looking at them, and she was like, "Arr, arr." She was barking back at them, but she was hurt. Every time she barked, it would make her back leg hurt even more and more. She tried, you know, but she just couldn't. So she just got down, and she just laid down and collapsed. And when she